Hello students, in the last two learning modules, we have started with the first chapter of economics. I have given you a brief introduction regarding the chapter and we have also discussed about the factors of production. So today, before starting on with the third lecture, firstly, please like and subscribe to the video so that you can get notified whenever I upload any video regarding the chapter. In the first lecture only, I have told you that 75% of the population in the village Palampur was engaged in farming, agriculture, and 25% of the population was engaged in non-farming activities like dairy, small-scale manufacturing, transportation, and shopkeeping. Now, today we will be discussing about the main occupation of the village Palampur, that is farming. Now, in the village Palampur, after 1960, all the land that was there has been brought under cultivation, which means that there is no more barren land left in the village which can be further brought into cultivation if the farmers in the village want to increase the production. Now, we also know that population is a dynamic phenomena which keeps on changing. So the population in the village since then has increased, which has led to the increase in demand for food grains. So therefore there is a need to increase the productivity also. So the farmers in the village, they have adopted certain methods to increase the productivity on that limited land which is available to them. The first method that they have adopted is multiple cropping. Multiple cropping is referred to as growing of more than one crop on a single piece of land during a year. Now, in the village Palampur, the farmers in the rainy season, they grow crops like jowar and bajra, the kharif crops, which are often used as cattle feed to feed the cattle. And from the last 15-20 years, the farmers in the village Palampur has also started growing potato in October-December. And in winter season, they grow rabi crops, mainly wheat, most of which they keep for their family consumption. And each year, a part of land is also dedicated for growing sugarcane, and which is sold to the traders of the nearby village Raiganj, and it is often sold in its raw form or often in its form often in form of jaggery. Apart from multiple cropping, the farmers in the village Palampur have also adopted certain modern farming methods. Like the modern farming methods may basically include the use of HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds. Now when we talk about the word yield, which means the measurement of the crops that are produced in per hectare land. Now other modern farming methods include the use of fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation methods such as canals, pump sets, dams, farm machinery like tractors and threshers, winnowers, etc. Now, one thing that you have to keep in mind here is that Palampur is a well-developed village where there is access to electricity to the people. It's not like any other village. It's well developed, which have access to electricity. Now, one thing that you have to keep in mind here is that when you are using high yielding variety seeds, as compared to the traditional seeds, they offer you high productivity, but they also include the high use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Now we all know that the high-yielding variety seeds were first used in the Green Revolution that started in Punjab, Haryana and western parts of Uttar Pradesh, which was the first time in India that the farmers, they had access to the HYV seeds. So as I have told you that HYV seeds, they need plenty of water and chemical fertilizers and pesticides. But the yield, the production that they offer, which is comparatively high. In Palampur also, the traditional variety seeds, they offer 1,300 kilograms per hectare as compared to the high yielding variety seeds which offer 3,200 kilogram per hectare. Now hectare here is the standard unit for measuring land. You have to keep this thing in mind. And as I have told you that HYV seeds also use plenty of water. So the effect of these modern farming methods, which include the usage of all these things, it has a very negative impact on the natural resources. This has led to the depletion of the groundwater table, because excess of water is used in irrigation when we are using HYV seeds, and it also leads to the degradation of the fertility of the soil, because chemical fertilizers and pesticides, they harm the soil nutrients. So there has been an overall negative impact on the natural resources when it comes to the usage of the modern farming methods. So this was all about the farming in the village Palampur. You will do these 5 assignment questions for in your register today, and we will discuss in the next module about the non-farming activities and the distribution of land in the village Palampur. Thank you.